to the legend.
Hello. Oh, excuse me, I've got to put my legend voice on. Thank you. That was leg end.
Leg
used
end.
to wear those during World War I, think, didn't they? Those little things that were taller than spats.
People used to say, Gary, that I was a legend in my own mind.
Well, now, come, Steve. Well, you know, what we're going to do this hour, we've got an interview with Pat Hayden coming up in about, maybe 20 minutes from right now. And Sports Illustrated did a very nice story on it afterward because Pat, of course, being a Rhodes Scholar, was tired of the kind of questions that they were asking him because they always say, where were you? Where'd you go to high school? What did you do? What's it all about, Alfie? These kind of things. So I asked him entirely different questions, the same kind that you would get on an entrance examination if you indeed were a Rhodes Scholar. And he answers them all very well. But it's most unusual. That's upcoming in just a moment. Shall we go to Airwatch first? Let's go to Airwatch. Then we're going back to the Dinah Shore Show and the greatest laugh in the world from the great musician Chuck Mangione. 15 minutes past 5 o'clock, brought to you by MCI. It is traffic time at KMPC. Big John and Miss Pamela. Here's John.
And, Gary, I'm circling a potential dangerous situation about 5 blocks west of La Brea and 1 block south of Lewis. Here, a garage fire in back of an apartment house, and the garage itself is fully involved. Starting to the roof now of this apartment house in the spirit of 710. Here's Miss Pamela.
Thank you, Big John. No accidents in Orange County, but we'll hurry along with the congestion. Listen for your freeway. Eastbound Riverside, Magnolia to Harbor, 57 to Tustin, and on the San Diego Freeway from the Newport up to Euclid. That's the busy traffic in Orange County. This is Pamela McInnes flying to Big Orange for MCI.
Yes?
Sarah, is the watch line free?
No, Mr. Picking.
Right. Call 213-746-6370. That's 213-746-6370. In Anaheim, 714-641-8878. Just a minute or so from right now, well, about 2 minutes from now, the gentleman who made so much of the dreaded Gary Owens career possible because he was kicked upstairs. He became an executive, and I took over his show in 1962. He'll be here in just a moment. Are you tired of paying Uncle Sam and the Franchise Tax Board too much of your hard-earned money and unnecessary income taxes? When you attend a Gary L. Gorman Small Business Income Tax Financial Seminar, one more time, thank you, Pat. Coffee is available at Shoppers Rancho. Well, 19 years ago, this gentleman took an executive position with Golden West Broadcasters, which was very important for 2 different reasons. Number 1, of course, he was going into a very, very important job. Number 2, it enabled me to come over here to KMPC and be on his show and take over that same time period. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm referring to the great Johnny Grant. Johnny, it hardly seems like 19 years.
19, I can't believe it. It's a sad day for L.A., really.
Well, you're very kind. You know, I have great ambivalence about it because I enjoy the business so very much, and I've never been off the air for 25 years. Really, not only the 19 years here, but 25 straight years I haven't had a real vacation, what you'd call a real vacation.
So, are you going to take one?
Yeah, I'm going to take off a couple of weeks here, and I'll start July 3rd in the other biz.
Hey, you had so many great moments during these past 19 years here at KMPC. Have you picked the highlight of all those years?
No, I think that's very hard, John. I think it's almost
I heard some just a moment ago.
Yes, and there's some more coming up in a few moments, too. Yes, yes. We've got a couple of moments with Woody Allen coming up. We've got a Pat Hayden interview, a Dinah Shore show. We've got, of course, the Preparation H commercial where I laughed silly for 7 minutes. That may have been the highlight, John. Wouldn't that be a heck of a thing to have as a highlight, breaking up during a Preparation H commercial?
Listen, when you can laugh, you're happy. And look, you've got so many people here. I just wanted to come by and tell you how much we're going to miss you on the air. And if I had to give it up 19 years ago, I was really happy that it, went to you. And the chairman couldn't be here today. He's a little busy, as you can imagine.
Gene Autry is indeed busy with the strike, the baseball strike.
He asked me to bring you this gold-plated key, executive key to the, well, you know what.
To the men's room. No, it's to the women's room. And that's what I asked for in the first place. Girls, get ready. I'll be there in a moment.
Hey, if you'd have been this wild all the time, we might have had...
Wow. I'd say, no, well, wouldn't it be nice to do a show like this every day? Of course, obviously, you can't.
Well, you're a beautiful person, and you've worn success well and will continue to do so. It's really a pleasure to be here.
Johnny, thank you, and I want to thank you publicly again, as I did the day after the Star installation. Johnny, of course, is the honorary mayor of Hollywood and does such a super job in presiding at all of these things. And at the Star installation, you were spectacular.
Listen, that was the wildest day we've ever had on the boulevard. It will never be topped.
It was kind of silly. John, I'll see you over at the middle building there, huh? Okay, bye-bye.
In every field, there is one champ. Use Champ's 34 estimated MPG for comparison. Your mileage may differ. Highway mileage lower. We're not foolish to offer you $50. We're confident. Over the last 7 months, sales of new Chrysler-built cars are up compared to a year ago. Ford and GM are down.
We're coming back. 22 and a half minutes past 5 at KMPC 76 degrees. This is the Gary Owens Show, and this is the finale show after 19 marvelous years at KMPC for me. Let's go back to this was the Dinah Shore television show. Melissa Manchester, Chuck Woolery, Chuck Mangione, and I were sharing the stage, and this is a silly moment. I have a little bit of the soundtrack, the audio track to all of this, Grinella Malkin.
Am I right? He lost his mouthpiece. And he's dancing around looking for his mouthpiece. There's not a trumpet player in the world. Am I right? You are nothing without your mouthpiece. That's right.
I thought your lawyer was in jail. He lost his mouthpiece.
Everyone else who starts off slow and tapers, you're a hit with Chuck.
Man laughs in the face of disaster.
Yes, that's true.
You know something? We make light of Gary Owens from time to time.
And with good reason.
Yeah, no, actually not. But you have made an exhaustive study of the history and all of it. And I thought perhaps you might be gracious enough to share some of your knowledge with us. It
Thank
just
you.
so happened.
Yes, well, it so happens, Dinah, I have clever this for the rest of the show. This was the first musical instrument. Now, I've been researching this for some time, Dinah, about 5 minutes, actually. Back in the Pleistocene days, in the when the Neanderthal people were roaming the earth, this was the very first musical instrument. This was a rock, and they would blow into it like this. Of course, they weren't very bright in those days, but that was the beginning of rock music. That's Chuck Mangione's laugh, and Chuck fell off the sofa when we were doing the Dinah Shore show. That was a magic moment for all of us. Boy, did we have fun that. It is 26 minutes past 5 o'clock on the Gary Owens Show, and this is memorabilia time. What a wonderful day. Excuse me, I just dropped my earphone. My ear was still in it at the time. Hello. Oh, it's much better down here. Ever use a spray paint? What you want is a beautiful, smooth finish, but what you often get are messy runs and drips. They're not going to be as messy runs and drips because the baseball strike is on. Let me just check the box score. 14 messy runs today, just before the strike started, and 12 drips. Now, that's why experienced do-it-yourselfers, that's probably what they're calling each other, right, on the strike table. That's why experienced do-it-yourselfers choose Krylon spray paint.
This is Pamela, upline to Big Orange for KMPC Watch.
KMPC Los Angeles.
Time for KMPC News.
The writer's strike in Hollywood continues, but so are the talks. It's touch and go on the issue of pay TV, but there are optimists tonight who say there may be a break sometime this weekend. If you're smelling some exhaust right now, how about an electric car? Good idea, you say. Well, the main rap on electric cars so far has been they require all that charging all the time. Well, now they may have found a way around it. The Lawrence Livermore Laboratory in the Bay Area today unveiled a section of what they call the powered road, a stretch of roadway that actually charges the automobile as it drives. The reporters taking a ride today say the ride is great, but the brakes squeak a little on the car. The engineers at the lab say they can envision a powered roadway stretching across the country someday. Now it remains for someone to figure out how to pay for it. It's 5:35 at KMPC with conversation and information 24 hours. That's KMPC News. I'm Ken Beck. Our next report this evening at 6 o'clock with Bulletin. And now, here's Steve Summers with sports.
H commercial later on. Thank you very much, Traffic Department. Doctors recommend mint-flavored kaopectate. Oh, now, just a minute. I'm not going to do that. Oh, of course I will, because it's a good product. That's why I'll do it. Doctors recommend it for the whole family. Mint-flavored kaopectate. Yum, yum. Tastes so good, even kids like it. Odd kids like it as well as even kids do. Because it's concentrated, you take less. Next time, give your child... Harvey Levin has a whole bottle of mint-flavored kaopectate concentrate with him right now. Read and follow label directions. Kaopectate is available in regular and mint-flavored concentrate. Upjohn wants you to stay healthy. Upjohn, there you are. He'll be up in the helicopter in a moment. If you're always on the go... even eating on the run, make sure your body gets what it needs. Oh, come on now. This will be anticlimactic with the other commercial. With Unicap Tea, the high-potency vitamin mineral supplement from Upjohn. Each tablet of Unicap Tea gives you 11 essential vitamins and 6 minerals, including 100% of your daily zinc and iron requirements. Remember, Unicap Tea helps fortify an unbalanced diet to keep you on the go. Unicap Tea is available now at your neighborhood Clark drugstore for a healthy new year. Dick Enberg is on the line right now. Dick, I'm glad that... Did you have a kaopectate spot on your last sportscast on NBC?
Well, I only drink that on the rocks.
Oh, my
Hey, Gary, 19 years.
19 years,
You know,
Dick.
I was talking with a mutual friend of ours today, OK Freddie,
Oh, my God.
and he said the way your career has inched along has just been marvelous.
Thank you. Well, you know, OK Freddie and I used to do a newscast for, you say a mutual friend, it was at Mutual when I was a teenager broadcasting for them. And I remember when he was trying out the Louisville Slugger bat. It was the same one that Don Baylor used in the Playgirl article the other day.
Great trademark.
Oh, yeah. The guy always hung around Anaheim Stadium back in those days when you and I were out there all the time. And I've got to thank you so much, Dick, for the other day when my star was being installed. That commemorative "Oh my" will go down in history as one of the all-time sports moments. Did you hear you and Earl C. Festoon earlier today?
I missed it. I'm sorry. And how's Earl doing?
Well, Earl was fine. You know, this was the magic moment when Roger Repose autographed your bat in the locker room.
That was my leg. I think in the
that's
shower.
what it was. That's right. It was in the shower. Where is Roger today?
I don't know. The last time I heard he was in Japan, but he's probably back here now.
Yeah.
Gary, very seriously, I just wanted to, on behalf of all of the sports fans and all the people who just enjoyed driving and smiling and someone who has made us very happy for 19 years. You know, you're like ice cream cones. You never see someone eating an ice cream cone that isn't smiling. At least they're not frowning. And I want to thank you for all the good times. Just driving over, I was in the car this afternoon and thinking how many times you've taken me home and I opened the door of my house with a smile. And I want to thank you for that.
Well, Dick, thank you, my friend. And I wish you wouldn't bring it up on the air the number of times I've had to take you home. But
hello,
and throw you into the room that way. And of course, then you'd be in shape the next day for your sportscast.
It's part of the sportscast breed.
No, Dick, well, how thoughtful of you to phone. I appreciate it. You've been a pal for these many years, and I'm so very thankful that we've had such a good relationship over here at KMPC and Golden West Broadcasters, and congratulations again for being named the top sportscaster in the United States for all of sports.
Gary, I can't wait to see what you're going to create.
Well, you'll find out July 3rd.
Hello?
Hello, that was Dick Enberg. That's my old pal. The reason he got that name, we were doing some softball game or something years ago, and they mispronounced both of our names at it. Said, now from KMPC Broadcasters, Gary Owens, without an S on it, and Dick Enberg. And, of course, we would sign the baseballs. Thing is, he'd sign Agnes Moorehead's name, and I would sign Jim Arness's name on the baseballs. Let's go to traffic, and then Harvey will show us what he has in his sack here at 13 minutes until 6 o'clock at KMPC. Big John and Miss Pamela are up there. Here's Big John in the spirit of 710.
This is going to be my final traffic broadcast with you, Big Fella. And I just want to tell everyone that since you are moving upstairs with the brass, and everyone knows that you really have to dress up there instead of buying the long-sleeve French cuff shirt, you've had your wrist pierced.
Yes, it's a little much cooler that way, too,
I think that's wonderful.
10 degrees cooler.
Yeah. Hey, we're going to miss you, Big Fella.
Hey, Big John, thank you. You know, what a spectacular relationship we have all had over the years here. And I love you all so very much, and you do such a great job.
You're very kind. We love you, and we're going to miss you. But we'll see you in the halls, and we'll just walk up and grab a hold of your hand. And
I'm the one in the three-piece owl suit.
Oh, I love it.
Okay, John.
All right, guy. Here's Miss Pamela. She's flying KMPC's Big Orange.
Thank you, Big John, and I'd also like to take a minute or two to thank Gary for 10 wonderful years.
Well, Miss Pamela, it has been 10 fun-filled years for me working with you. You're a spectacular talent. By the way, congratulations on your new weekend show starting tomorrow, huh?
Thank you, Gary, but I want to talk about you.
Well...
Because I say 10 years because I came here at 71, and I told you that I was a KMPC listener right away. And, in fact, at 72, I got to talk with you on the air one memorable afternoon.
Yes?
Which we fortunately have lost that tape. And
I remember that.
I don't want to remember that.
We've got that around here somewhere in our archives, but it's been scintillating, it's been fun, Pamela, and you and Big John do such a fantastic job bringing people home in the traffic each afternoon and each morning, and I'm going to miss you, but of course the thing is I'm still going to be around Golden West Broadcasters, just in a different area of the big building.
I know, but I'd have to wear a tie to talk to you, right?
Well, let me look at it there. 14 to 14, that is a tie, you're right.
Certainly. Well, Gary, I'm going to miss you. I'm not going to take up much time, but I have a final request.
All right.
I would like to hear Garish do the Nurney song.
You'd like to have me do it?
Yes.
All right, I promise you.
Would
I
you
will
do that?
I'll have Jack Lemmon do it, and then I'll do it in about 5 minutes from right now.
I think that would be wonderful.
Okay.
And I'd like to tell the Orange... Thank you, Gary. This is Pamela flying to Big Orange for KMPC Watch.
All right, thank you, Pamela, and thank you, Big John. In 1 minute, we're going to find out what Harvey has in his sack. He's been sitting here for an hour and a half, and that poor rascal, attorney Harvey Levin, our KMPC consumer attorney, who, by the way, starts his new show this weekend, too. We'll get into that. With Father's Day in mind, here's a great gift idea from Pacific Telephone. Pacific Telephone gift certificates. They come in special phone checks in denominations of $20 to $100. These are redeemable for long-distance calls or any of the products or services of Pacific Telephone. They can be ordered by visiting the nearest phone center store. There are many unique conveniences that are available that Dad may not know about, such as Mom. Such as their new Tamstar dialer, which allows you to pre-record 12 numbers, local or long distance. At the touch of a button, that number is dialed automatically. That's particularly useful to teach youngsters which numbers to touch in an emergency. Now, these gift certificates are also ideal ways to introduce Dad to many of the custom calling services available from Pacific Telephone. Visit your local Pacific Telephone Center store. Find out about call forwarding, call waiting, and three-way calling. This Father's Day, give him a gift that you know he will use. 1 minute from now, here's Harvey.
Let Mexicana show you the way to the sun-drenched beaches of the Mexican Riviera. I'm doing Lauren Bacall with the most daily nonstop flights to both Mazatlan and Puerto Vallarta. Well, it was difficult for Bogart to talk that way, wasn't it? With a piano in his mouth that Dooley Wilson was playing at the time, plus daily direct service to Acapulco. See your travel agent. See Harvey run. See Harvey Levin. He's here with us right now, KMPC's consumer attorney. I've been wondering what you have in that package, Harvey. You've been holding on to it rather tightly.
I'm not going to monopolize your time. I had all sorts of great examples of why not only, everybody has talked about what a terrific talent you are, and that's obvious.
Well, that's very kind.
But what I think a lot of people don't know, Gary, you are, honest to goodness, one of the nicest guys I have ever met. Things you do for people around here, common courtesies you show people. I really have had the greatest time and honor working with you this last year, and I thank you for it. And I just wish you the very, very best of luck. You've sat with me for the last year, and I've given you a legal tip every day.
Yes.
And I think it's about time that you got the payoff. Because,
yes.
Gary, I am going to present you with an honorary J.D.
Really?
That's, the Juris Doctor
Yes.
what a lawyer gets?
Yes.
Unfortunately, I don't have the legal authority to confer them, so the closest I could confer was a J.B.
Oh, nice. Thank you. It's just my size.
It's too bad they don't call it a Chevis Regal degree.
Yes, from Justerini and Brooks Limited. Oh, thank you. From London, we'll all chug-a-lug in your honor, Harvey. Thank you so
luck,
much.
Gary.
Thank you. What a neat thing this is. Let me show it to the studio audience right now. You want to pass it around to the studio audience, Harvey? Everybody take a little drink from it there, little swig. Meet Jim Fregosi, Saturday, June 13th, tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. for the grand opening of Western Wear Unlimited in the Mission Viejo Mall. Jim will autograph his picture free, no purchase required. Also, with the purchase, ask for 2 free Angels tickets, a free Western poster, and a free top-quality T-shirt at any Work Shoes Unlimited, Boots Unlimited, and Western Wear Unlimited location. By the way, Scott St. James will be out there frolicking and nurgling tomorrow morning with Jim Fregosi. It is 5:30 until 6 o'clock. Let's go into the past now on the Gary Owens Show. From the past 19 years, this was a moment in 1963 with none other than Woody Allen.
We're speaking today with the well-known dream analyst, Dr. Woody Allen, here in the Gary Owens building. Dr. Allen, we have a letter today from Mrs. Emery Mungo of Los Angeles, who writes as follows. I'll get the envelope opened here. There we go. In my dream, I noticed a large building, 145 stories high, with an elevator that went sideways instead of up and down. And then next, I saw my uncle Everett on a pogo stick, bouncing in a large bowl of cream cheese while singing a chorus from La Boheme. Would you and Dr. Allen analyze my dream for me? Oh, certainly, Mrs. Mungo. Fortunately, we have Woody with us again today. Woody, what do you think of this lady's dream?
Well, I think, Gary, that this woman is really a nut. Definite weirdo. Obviously, anyone who could dream like that
is obviously bad, I think so. Well, thank you very much, Woody.
My pleasure.
Early Woody Allen from 1963. And what a magic moment that was. Of course, Woody has become one of the geniuses of our time, as you know. Well, upcoming in just a jiffy here, we are going to do the Gary Owens thing that probably has gotten as much mail as anything over the last 9 years. This was 1972 when we did the Preparation H commercial. I should perhaps explain a little bit how it came about. I was very tired, as we all get tired around the Yuletide season. By the way, John, speaking of Yuletide, John Rappaport once said that Yuletide greetings, that was the, when Yul Brynner played the greetings team. It came out as a tie, Yuletide greetings. Oh, well, it was funny at the time John said it. John is producer of MASH. I mentioned him earlier in the show. And going to talk with him shortly thereafter. The program is over here. But this happened in 1972, right during our holiday broadcast. Now, we were all kind of tired and in a kind of a wistful mood, and I would turn the page and read a commercial where you'd fill in the blank, because it was a generic greeting from our various sponsors on KMPC, these wonderful people who indeed keep the station on the air. So one would be season's greetings from all the wonderful people at Lincoln Mercury, or turn the page, season's greetings from the people at Wonder Bread, or whatever the sponsor may have been. Well, I turned the page, and you'd fill in the blank, and then look down at the log to see what was next, and Preparation H was next. And somehow it just struck me as being very, very funny. The old saying of, yes, if you don't like Preparation H, you know what you can do with it. Or if you do like Preparation H, you know what you can do with it. Let's go back now to 1972 in the Gary Owens Show. When you have a sort of a take-it-easy type of day, and, you don't have as much traffic as usual and so on, you get to having a little frivolity, don't you? Most of us don't frivol often enough, I've often said. But as you know, Christmas means many things to many people. To some, Christmas means glittering lights, gaily wrapped gifts. That's right, sounds of laughter and good cheer. To the folks at Preparation H, it means a time to pause for a few moments to to give thanks to their friends who've been so generous. So from Preparation H to you and yours, a very Merry Christmas. Oh, my stars and little fishes, as they used to say. Well, that was the dreaded Preparation H commercial from 1972. Each year, when we end the year at KMPC, as we have every year for 19 years in the Gary Owens Show, that has been the most requested thing I've done, which makes me wonder about the rest of my show. But it is time to almost say goodbye, as they say. Well, maybe not. An au revoir. How do you say arrivederci on the air to a place where you've been for some 19 years? It is difficult, of course. Mainly it's difficult to say the word arrivederci. There have been so many great folk connected with the Gary Owens Show over the years. There isn't time to mention them all, nor is it proper. There's really... How do you mention you, the fans, everybody involved here? When I segue to my executive position, and as I say, put on my austere, harumphing three-piece suit, I probably will just out of habit maybe stop people on the street, give them the time and the temperature, or perhaps go door to door and repeat old shows and old jokes, much as I've been doing this afternoon. Now, this does sound like I'm retiring, which I am not retiring, and that this will be the first time in 25 years that I won't be on the air every day, worrying about being here on time to get on the radio at exactly 3:05. So it has been a marvelous time, and as you know, I will continue doing my other things. Being an executive at Golden West Broadcasters is a super thing for me, but I will continue to do my network television. Games People Play returns to NBC June 20th. I'll be part of that. And I'll still do animated cartoons and commercials, and I have an internationally syndicated radio show called the Gary Owens Soundtrack of the 60s. Would you like to get a close-up of this? Oh, I just found a note. It says, "We love you, Gary. Mary and Hilly." How nice of Mary and Hilly. They've been hiding under the desk all afternoon. I haven't seen them under there. I certainly hope they've been enjoying themselves. And, of course, we have. But I'm continuing to do all the things I've been doing before. It's just that I will not be on the air at KMPC from 3 to 6. I also have my newspaper route in El Monte, which, of course, makes up most of my money, as you know. And I do wish KMPC well in their new talk format of information and conversation. They are great people. My best to my pal Gene Autry, and, of course, the wonderfully integrivious management, Ken Miller, John Reynolds, the whole staff here at KMPC. Gene, by the way, taught me not to wear my spurs inside my boots back in 1962. And, of course, the great sponsors who have lavished millions of dollars in perpetuating my silliness here for 19 years. All of my engineers, all of my wonderful producing folk. Engineer Larry, producer Nancy, Harlow Goobley, Herman Ging Fingdinkler, Earl C. Festoon, Blanche Guberman, Clinton S. Feamish, the cast of thousands who have furtively crouched under the turntables lo these many years. So, this is almost like one of FDR's old fireside chats, isn't it? One thing I would like to remember, or perhaps have you remember, in the 19 years of the Gary Owens Show, before we give the Zookmeister Broadcasting System call letters, I would like to have you recall this bit of advice, and I think it's something that all of you will cherish. Take a chair and you can ish on it. That's cherish. Remember, don't run down the street with reindeer antlers in your mouth. This is the Zookmeister Broadcasting System.
KMPC. Never be the same again.